Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Decou. Here we talk about all the food happenings around Acadiana. If you like food, tune in. You might learn something new. We are always surprised by the bumper music. That was an insider term. The music that you hear before the radio show is called bumper music.
Yeah.
And then the one that you hear going out of the show is called outro music. But we never consistently have the same music, and it's always really surprising what the music is going to be.
Yeah, it's like no rhyme or reason.
It isn't, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah. I do like the music for the show. It's different, and it gives us some entertainment.
Accurate.
Going back from commercial break. It is St. Patrick's Day, and I am not wearing green.
Me neither.
You have green on your shirt.
Oh, well, I'm colorblind, so.
Yeah. Are you Irish at all? Or are you just straight up 100% Cajun?
I mean, we haven't done the genealogy test, but both sides of my family are Cajun.
So I am predominantly Scottish, Welsh, Native American, French, and there's a little bit of Irish in there.
Cool.
And then Scotch Irish. So I'm from the same area.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I don't get into St. Patrick's Day. Maybe it's because we live in Southwest Louisiana and pretty much every holiday is a drinking holiday.
This is true.
We're not, I mean, we do celebrate St. Patrick's Day too. We do Cinco de Mayo, but it's kind of like, and I'm not a big Mardi Gras person either. So
honestly, St. Patrick's Day, I celebrated more as a kid because I love pinching people that weren't wearing green.
Really?
Yeah. That's the best part of the holiday.
I can't believe you just said that.
What?
I like St. Patrick's Day so I can pinch people.
That's as a kid, that's all I knew of it.
A few years ago, I got invited to a St. Patrick's Day party. Yeah. And they cooked all Irish food, and it was really fun. And I think everyone brought a bottle of Jameson.
Yeah.
There was some Guinness there too. But
I do like that. You know, we live in a time where when it's a holiday from another culture, people are a bit more tuned in than when I was a kid, and St. Patrick's Day just meant that you pinch people.
Right. So it was fun. I mean, if anyone wants to invite me, that's what I kind of wish. Like, they have Patty in the Park. Yeah. I wish that more Irish food would be incorporated into that. We do now also have the Celtic Bayou Festival, which does have traditional Irish foods mixed in with it.
Yeah.
So, but I guess maybe also that's why I'm not so into it, is because there's not that big of a food component to it. It's more of a drinking component to the holiday.
The Irish Channel in New Orleans.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They have the parade in New Orleans throws cabbage from it. Yeah.
Dude,
it's a big deal. It's a big deal there. It's becoming bigger here in Acadiana.
Yeah.
But in New Orleans and Baton Rouge as well, they both have big St. Patty's Day parades.
That's awesome.
And yeah, you can go and catch cabbage, and then you can take it home and roast it in the oven and then eat it for dinner.
That's great. That's so much better than beads that last forever.
You can use these for after the fact.
Exactly.
I am officially done with school for 3 weeks. I am super excited. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
Yep.
We celebrated Tuesday night by getting fried chicken and sparkling wine, because let's just admit that champagne's a little out of my price range.
Yeah.
So we got the finest bottle of Prosecco for $11 that I could find at Rouse's. And we had that. And if you have not had fried chicken and sparkling wine or champagne before, you need to, because the fattiness of the fried chicken works so well with the bubbly, sweet nature of the champagne or sparkling wine, depending on what you had.
Yeah, it's by the best alcoholic beverage I've had with fried chicken. It's almost like a Sprite or something, but just that much better.
Yeah, it was delicious. I was like, man, why is this not? And it's kind of, I see it on menus some places, but it needs to be more of a thing. And then Bob also decided this week that he was going to go back on the keto diet.
Yeah.
Which brings up a whole thing about dating and dating someone who is not on a diet with somebody who is on a diet. For instance, this was also my first weekend off in 3 weeks, and we were going to do a lot of celebrating. Bread and circus was supposed to be on the menu, and then you were like, no, I'm doing keto, and there's pretty much nothing on the bread and circus menu that you can eat because we looked it up. So that was out, but I went with my friend Maddie. That's and excellent. If you guys have not done the happy hour at Bread and Circus, you're missing out on probably one of the best pizza deals in town. When you go for happy hour, the pizzas are half off. So Wednesday, I know that they have it all night. And I think every other day it's like 4 to 6. But you can even get it on Waiter or anything like that.
That's cool.
They have it for the half price on there. But the real star of Bread and Circus's menu, I have come to the conclusion of, is the garlic bread knots.
It is. That
are amazing. And the first time I had, like every time I have them, I feel like I'm having a spiritual experience.
Yep.
It's just, it's like hot, fluffy, crunchy, garlic, butter. And then they serve it with this mozzarella fondue dip. And the other thing is that they serve it with this roasted garlic clove that looks very much like the garlic knots. And on more than one occasion, I have picked it up and bitten right into it, thinking that it was a garlic knot, only to be shocked that it was, in fact, garlic. You did it even after I told you about it. And then the server yesterday, when she was bringing it out to us, she was like, the garlic clove is right there. She said, you know, we have to point it out. I said, yeah, because people like me will just pick it up and eat it. But, oh man, roasted garlic.
Yeah.
Just like digging it out and eating. Oh, so delicious.
I honestly think it might be better than escargot.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't like escargot.
I do.
So that's not.
Like I've gone on record as saying as escargot
is like living garlic bread.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Somebody said that Bread and Circus needed to make a garlic knot pizza. Like the crust needed to be like that, almost like their hummus pizza. And this happened because of the guest from last week. We were talking about Bread and Circus at the end of the show.
Okay.
How they have like my favorite.
Yeah.
So I had to go and eat there. But you could not partake.
Nope.
Then we went to Blue Dog today for brunch because we were supposed to do that, you know, for my birthday. And luckily, they did have things on the menu that you could have there. So we didn't get your beloved cornbread, which was really hard for you.
Right.
And I'm really shocked and also kind of proud of you for not getting it.
Same.
But it was pimento cheese with pork skins.
Yeah.
To dip. And the pork skins were hot. Like as they came to the table, you could still hear them crackling from coming out of the fryer. Not my favorite pimento cheese though. I've definitely had better pimento cheese, and compared to some of the other appetizers that are on the brunch, not my favorite.
Yeah.
Probably not going to get that again. But it was low carb for you.
Yeah. And
then you got the hash.
Yeah.
Which was
rib hash.
Yeah, low carb-ish because it did have some potato.
Yeah.
In it, and I got the croque madame, which is probably my favorite croque madame in town.
Yeah.
It is so like buttery and cheesy and just delicious.
It is amazingly good. I was able to taste it that first time we went.
Yes.
And I love croque madames. They're probably my favorite breakfast thing.
All right, we are going to take our first break, and when we come back, more topics. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Go along on all of Tiffany's food adventures. Like the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Decou, and joined as always by Bob Burrell.
Yep.
We want to give a shout out to Prairie Ron Rice, proud sponsor of the Lafayette Food Junkie radio show. Let's finish talking about croque madames because I ate at a Vec Bacon Friday for breakfast, and they have, well, when you look at it, I was like, that's an eggs Benedict.
Okay.
But they call it a croque monsieur. So it's a biscuit, Canadian bacon that they make in house, and then bechamel. is what is on it. And you can add an egg to make it like a madame or whatever. But I was like, and actually it wasn't bechamel, it was hollandaise.
Yeah,
which also made me think that it was an egg. But they call it a croque monsieur, but it's really a croque. It's really an eggs Benedict.
I really don't like hollandaise.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just so weird tasting.
Really? And maybe maybe you just haven't had good hollandaise.
It's possible. I'd try it again. Like I say, I'll try anything twice.
But and I liked it. It was really good. I added eggs to it, but I don't know why it's not called like an eggs Benedict other than it doesn't have eggs on it.
I don't know.
But I feel like it's not a croque monsieur either. But also the breakfast hash browns that they serve with it are delicious. They're like zesty hash browns, and they were so good. And I had the idea of taking the zesty hash browns, putting egg on top of them, like fried egg on top, and then the hollandaise sauce over it, and with the ham too, and doing it that way without the biscuit.
That sounds pretty good.
You know, if you have an extra big hangover or something, that might be.
If you have a hangover, boudin.
Yeah.
That's the hangover
is just
cure.
Like your
boudin
go-to.
And a Coke or a Monster. Oh yeah.
But this Canadian bacon was really good, and I want to see if they sell it like they do their bacon, because I would totally get some of that Canadian bacon to do stuff at home. And then while we're on the subject still of croque madames, Bon Appetit just put out a recipe to make them at home. Ooh. And I think I'm going to try to do that one day for brunch for us.
Yeah.
Because it's really a sandwich with bechamel.
Yeah.
Like a ham and cheese sandwich with bechamel, and then you put an egg on it.
And I can, for anybody out there that's on keto, there's the lavash bread that you can get at like Walmart.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, I told you this morning, it'll just be ham,
I know,
cheese, egg, and the bechamel sauce is what we'll do for that. Oh man. So going back to dating someone that's on a diet, I kind of pitched a hissy fit with you at first, and I apologize for that because it's just, I can't. Part of it's jealousy because I would love to do that diet again because I did lose a lot of weight on it, but I can't with what I do for a living.
Yeah.
And also, if I have to have cauliflower rice one more time in my life, like if I'm ever incarcerated, they should just serve me cauliflower rice every day, because that's the worst punishment imaginable is having to eat cauliflower rice.
Especially now that you've had prairie ron rice.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, part of it's like I'm so over the diet. I cannot stand cauliflower rice. I
mean, I'm just going to avoid that altogether.
Yeah. Well,
you can have a little rice on keto.
No, you can't.
I've been able to stay.
You're already breaking the rules.
I've been able to stay in keto with a bit of rice.
Okay. Well, you need to be further into the diet than just 3 days.
Yeah, I know.
Before you do that. So it just bummed me out because like we had plans like to go to Bread and Circus, and we had to cancel that.
I know.
But we did compromise. We were still able to go to Blue Dog.
Yeah.
And then you were able to eat La Pizzeria last night because they have a lot. Like, I feel like they're the restaurant that's done the most to kind of add low carb options to their menus, because the pasta has the zucchini noodle swap out. They have the cauliflower crust pizza. They also have a kibbeh crust pizza. And then they were doing like crustless calzones, which is basically like the toppings in a bowl.
Dude, that sounds yum.
But yeah, so you did get a kibbeh crust pizza from there,
which was pretty good
last night, and that was their first time having that.
It was. I wouldn't. It's not a typical pizza, but it was a really, really good dish.
Yeah, I think that because I was telling you on Thursday nights they have buy one get one half off.
Yeah.
So we may start doing that on Thursday nights, and then that way I can get like a regular pizza. But I really like their kibbeh crust pizza.
Yeah.
Too. So I don't know. I may get a little healthier with you. But it also made me think about dating deal breakers.
Yeah.
And I used to be a person that had super strict date. I like judged a guy so harshly on his food choices.
Okay.
For instance, now if someone doesn't like cheese, I don't trust them.
I get that.
Because I've dated two guys that did not like cheese and they were not good people.
Yeah.
So that right off the bat, I think I asked you that early on. I think that's one of my first 3 questions. Like, are you married? What are you doing with your life? Do you like cheese?
It's like the who's your mama? Are you Catholic? How you make a roux?
Right. That kind of, right off the bat. But what are some of yours? I learned quickly that you are a big noise while you eat person.
Yes.
And to eat with your mouth closed. I never realized how much I talked with my mouth full.
Yeah.
Until we started dating. Because you used to fuss at me all the time. To the point now, if I'm talking to somebody else with my mouth full, I like have a moment of panic that I'm about to be told to close my mouth. And I'm like, oh, I'm not with Bob. It's okay.
Yeah. That's definitely maybe not a deal breaker, but a relationship stressor.
Yeah.
Probably a deal breaker though is whether or not I could have a fan at night. Like in bed, I gotta have a fan.
You gotta have that. That's your deal breaker.
If there's no fan, it's a no-go for me. So
Food and Wine Magazine posted a list from people on Twitter of what their food-related dating deal breakers are. Okay. Someone was if they didn't like candy corn. Didn't like candy corn. Yeah. That's interesting because usually it's the other way. Like candy corn gets such a bad rap. Yeah. This person said, candy corn has a very special place in my heart. It's been my favorite candy for as long as I can remember. And so I think if I met someone who vehemently disliked it, it would have to end the date. Another person said tuna salad in public. Ooh, yeah. I could dig that. Yeah. Picky eaters, that's probably one for me. I would have to say yes. Because I don't want to have an anxiety attack before we go to the restaurant. Like I'm already having anxiety with you being on keto to where I have to look at and analyze the menus ahead of time. You don't before we go. I'll figure it. But that's the thing. Like I want you to be comfortable dining with me, and I dine out a lot. So it makes me feel like I have to be responsible for finding things for you to eat on the menu. So dating a picky eater would be the exact same thing. I can see how that would be an issue. And it would completely stress me out. So that would be a no-go for me. I'm trying to see, let me see what else is on this list. Somebody said, if they said, let's get pizza, and they automatically said, how about Little Caesars? Yeah. So this is my thing for that. I like Little Caesars, but I maybe would not recommend it on a first date. No. But I would totally be that person that would be like, let's get pizza. And somebody would say Little Caesars, and I'd be like, it's over. Because I actually had a guy tell me that Domino's was the best pizza in town. Yeah. And then after that, it was kind of over. I mean, I could totally understand somebody saying that Domino's is their favorite, but it's not the best. So yeah, I totally feel you on that one. And honestly, the only one I really don't like is Pizza Hut. Really? It's so greasy. Man, their pizza, I don't know. They put that butter on top of it. I've learned to be more of a Domino's lover since we've been dating because you like it. Plus, they have this really cool app that lets you get points. Right. And I'm all about the food apps that give you free points for things. And that app, like the tracker, is like the best food tracker out there. So what you got? Do you think that you could ever date, since you're a meat eater, like a vegan? Totally. I mean, as long as they could, go an hour without mentioning that they're a vegan. That's the joke. I'm not too worried about people that would be too picky. See, some of these people are a little pretentious. Like this one guy was like, anyone who chooses lettuce and tomato on a taco over cilantro and onion, or flour tortillas over corn, is an instant dump. That's a little harsh, buddy. That's like really inside baseball. And that's like really snobbish. Yeah. But I'm not going to say that at one time I was probably that person too. If somebody said that iceberg lettuce was the best lettuce, I'd probably dump them. And then on that same note, I could never deal with someone who thinks they are too good for a Hot Pocket. Oh yeah. So that's the kind of, so I can see where that's going. Like not be too pretentious. Yeah. Be able to eat lowbrow food, but also be able to eat highbrow too. You know, you got to have balance. You can't be too serious about it.
Yeah. Some nice middle ground.
Somebody said when people eat finger foods and then they put their fingers entirely into their mouth to eat the appetizer. So finger foods like appetizers, but like when they're eating it, they like put their fingers in their mouth.
That's just, that's pretty odd though. I don't see that happening too often.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that either. So I'm wondering where these people live.
Right.
Bad tippers.
Yes.
So that would be good. Also, how you talk to the server is also incredibly important.
It's really interesting that like waiters, like it's a job to go. Like I want my kid to be a waiter for a year because it teaches you so much about people.
Working in the restaurant industry teaches you a lot about customer service and dealing with a wide range of people. So I think anyone should work in a restaurant. I did. I mean,
exactly.
You did. You were horrible at it, but
truly horrible.
I worked throughout high school and college at Sonic. So
I mean, I got stiffed on Thanksgiving. That's how bad of a waiter I was.
Oh my god! Wow. People who salt things without tasting them first.
Oh yeah. I could dig that.
Yeah, I could get behind that as well.
I don't think I'd break up with somebody, but that would irk me.
Someone who liked someone who liked fruit for dessert.
What?
Yeah. Someone was like, "Can we see the dessert menu?" And they're like, I just want fruit. Like fruit is a dessert. It's nature's candy.
See, those people, I just think they're like superhuman. Like, how can you not want?
I want to have that
chocolatey, yummy goodness.
Restraint.
Right?
I want to have that restraint because I'm like, no dessert, and they're like chocolate mousse, and yes, sign me up.
Right.
Bread and Circus has a dessert sampler.
Yeah.
And I tell you, like, I get it all the time. Like, it's one of my favorite things over there. I love their dessert.
Let's go get it right now. Oh, no, wait.
They're
I'm
open.
on keto.
And you're on keto. All right. We're going to take another break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking work kitchen etiquette.
I'm so ready for
do's and don'ts. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Sunday nights mean the Lafayette Food Junkie Show. Download the podcast every week on KPEL965.com.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Decou, joined as always by Bob Burrell. Before we get into the work kitchen etiquette, can we mention really quickly how a local nursing home went viral whenever there was video of them at the daiquiri.
I heard about this.
Oh, no, it was New Orleans Daiquiri.
Okay.
At the corner of Johnson Street and Ambassador.
Oh, I didn't know it was that local.
Yeah. So they like pulled up. It was like a nursing home van pulled up, and it was footage of the nursing home residents getting out of the van to go inside to get. Look, that's a full service nursing home.
Dude,
that's the one that I want my family in.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and the chef that oversees that particular nursing home group was a guest on the show.
Oh yeah,
he was a guest like a while back. But that's so crazy, and it went viral. Now everyone's sharing it. I've been seeing memes all over the place.
That's fantastic. That's the kind of care I would want.
Yeah, I see nothing wrong.
Although
with that.
I can't wait.
They have a designated driver.
Yeah, of course.
It's fine. It's totally okay.
Although I can't wait until I'm in a nursing home with my friends and we could just play D&D for the rest of our lives. It'd be great.
Oh my God. That's an image that I would like to see made into a meme.
Right.
Okay. You brought this topic to me. Work kitchen etiquette.
Yes.
And is it something that specifically happened at your place of employment?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Okay. Let's go about it.
So the crux of the issue is when it's usually around Lent when people bring seafood to work and it's day old, 2-day old seafood, and they take it and they put it in the microwave for God knows how long, and it stinks up the entire building.
Okay, so I feel like you should never microwave seafood.
Right?
I'm just going to go ahead and go on record and say that.
Yeah.
You should either do it in the oven or on a stovetop.
Yeah.
But I also am with you about the smelly smell. And then that also makes me question how fresh their seafood was to begin with.
Yeah.
It's causing that much of a smell.
Because it's not fresh. Because you can microwave, fresh seafood and it won't stink.
You should never microwave.
No,
that's what we're going on record to say.
Hypothetically.
Never microwave seafood.
Because, like my coworker, he goes and gets fish plate lunch all the time. And I never smell that. It's just whenever people bring in old seafood.
Do you know what specifically they're microwaving? Like what dishes they're microwaving that they made?
I don't know. It's usually like a shrimp stock.
Stew is probably what I'm thinking.
Shrimp stew is. My dad made shrimp stew one year, and it turned, and it was the worst smell in the world.
Okay, so no seafood. Yeah. In the kitchen.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say like no smelly food in general? Because we have that problem where I work as well. Like some people's food, like if I bring leftover curry, everyone knows I made curry. You know, it's very pungent.
It is.
And I feel like it doesn't smell bad, but other people may think that it smells bad. Or heating up broccoli, for instance, doesn't smell that great either.
True. And I love broccoli, but I'll give you that
But
one.
who's to say, like, who gets to be the disciplinarian on what can be microwaved and what can't be microwaved?
I don't know. I've literally, I've gone to my HR department at my company.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's that bad.
Don't make him mad. He will write a letter.
It'll kick up my asthma if it's bad enough.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Luckily, like, some people have asthma. Like, if they're in the same building with fresh seafood, they get asthma attacks. So I can only imagine if they're in the building with this horribly stinky,
smelly.
Wow, fresh from the dead sea smell.
So my big pet peeve about work kitchen etiquette is people eating food out of the refrigerator that is not their own, and that has happened. Like for a while, we had a thief in the office because you could not leave your food. You had to be careful how you left your food in there because there is a chance that you would go back and it was gone. And I remember after I came back from my trip to Birmingham, I had went to this place called Post Office Pies. They had really great pizza. It rivals Bread and Circus. I had bought a whole, a large pizza because at certain points of the night, you can only get a large pizza, whatever. Okay. So I brought it back with me from my trip and brought it with me to work to eat, for my lunch break at work. Yeah. And when I went, it was gone. Somebody had eaten it.
Oh man!
And I want to tell you, I pitched the biggest fit.
Well, yeah.
Some people have had a bite taken out of their sandwich. What? Who does that? Who does that?
If you're gonna steal it, steal it.
But that's not it's not this is a common thing to happen in kitchens and in workplace kitchens because I listen to a lot of podcasts. They've had really funny segments about kitchen thieves. Someone will start leaving them notes. It got to the point at work where we would have to write a note do not touch this food.
Yeah.
I think I said one time, do not touch this food. I spit all over it.
Yeah.
To try to keep them away from doing it. But yeah, so smelly food, people stealing food. What are some other things that you cleaning up after yourself? Because we also have that issue. Somebody puts something in the microwave, it splatters everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not the next person's job to clean up your mess. You need to clean up your mess.
At my work, there's a sign. It's a clean up your mess because your mom doesn't work here.
We need that sign where I work. Also, people bring leftovers and then don't eat them for whatever reason. And then they just sit in the fridge, and about every quarter, someone goes through and just throws everything that's in the fridge away.
That person's a saint. Because I hate people that just bring leftovers and just leave it in the fridge forever.
And you want to talk about smells?
Yeah,
that causes some smells. And
so before we get off of the smell part of it, I had a brainstorm. If the seafood issue continues at my work, I might just start going get durian and eating that for lunch.
But where would you be able to find that in town?
It's at
One of the Asian markets has it?
behind Baskin Robbins.
Oh.
They have durian. They have a little freezer of durian.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I wonder how pungent that durian is, though.
I don't know. I'll microwave it and find out.
Go get some blue cheese.
Yeah.
Eat something with like a lot of blue cheese on it.
My friend who was on the military base in South Korea, they had a sign over the microwave that says, "Do not microwave kimchi." So maybe I can start microwaving kimchi because I do like that.
Oh, God. But why would you want to microwave kimchi? Is my whole point to that.
The mutual assured destruction.
So really, no. Let's talk about this.
Unsalt
really,
the earth.
The problem is that people are not properly reheating their food. Kimchi should never be microwaved. Like it should be like room temperature or cold. Okay, why are you putting kimchi in a microwave? You're doing it wrong.
I don't know.
You don't put seafood in a microwave. Like you don't put seafood in a microwave to reheat it. That is also wrong. So that's really what the issue is that people don't know what foods to not put in a microwave. And maybe they need to be educated on that. And instead of saying this is what can go in and this is what cannot go in.
Man, you live in an ideal world.
I do. I'm very idealistic. It gets me in a lot of trouble. All right, we're going to take another break. And when we come back, more topics with Bob. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Follow Tiffany on Instagram. Just search the Lafayette Food Junkie.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Decou, joined as always by Bob Burrell.
That was a pretty good song. Almost sounded like Clutch.
We let it go a little longer because we wanted to jam out to it. We were both rocking in here. Man, so at brunch today...
Yes.
We both lamented on the fact that we're not fans of live music while we're eating.
Nope, not even a little.
But they did play Easy Like Sunday Morning.
Yes.
And so I was okay with it.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yes.
I mean, it's a good song, but ever since Faith No More covered it, I love it so much.
Yeah. That just made me think of that really quickly.
Ooh.
But I was like, oh, God. But we were there early enough to where we missed the majority of it. But I don't know if other people out there are like this because it has to be a thing for there to be so much live music.
I know, right?
At restaurants. So
like
there's got to
must be the outliers.
Yeah, we must be not the norm with not liking the music playing while we eat.
And this was a good example. Like, they were chill. They weren't loud. Like, you could pretty much have a conversation.
At points, though, you couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
And I was about to start texting you at the table to tell you things because that's what's annoying. That happened at another restaurant like a while back that we went to. And I get like they always put us in front of the music. And I guess their intentions are good for that because you get the best best seat in the house. They obviously think
that it's a good thing.
But like, if you're on a date and you're wanting to talk to your date, maybe that's where you should go if you're not wanting to talk to your date,
or if you're not a good talker.
Yeah, and you just want to go eat, and like you don't want to hear the other person that you're with, and you just want to.
Well, I mean,
cancel out on it or something.
I don't know. I think you have bigger problems if you're planning destinations as to how little you can talk to them.
Oh, the music's really loud there.
Yes, let's go there.
Yeah, that'll be it. Also found out a new restaurant opened in Maurice called The Eatery.
Yeah.
And they're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And their menu looks really good. They had, I was looking, we almost went there because there was a lot of low carb options. They have like zucchini chips and they had like a chicken dish over sweet potato hash. So they had like a lot of different.
They also have keto donuts in Maurice too.
Yes. I don't know if that's a regular thing though. I don't know if it's regular or not. Or if that was something that they were doing for the king cakes for king cake season. Because I haven't seen anything else about it. But now I'm like, anytime I'm scanning and I see keto or whatever, I'm like perked up because I'm trying to find things for you to eat.
I appreciate it.
You can't live off of Cracklin as much as you feel
that's why
like you can.
That's why I call it the Cracklin diet.
It is not, though. That is not healthy. That's a lot of sodium.
Cracklin is like the best part of keto because you can eat all the Cracklin you want to eat.
But you can't do that because that's a lot of sodium, is what I'm telling you.
I mean, it's less than chomping on sunflower seeds all day.
I don't know about that.
Sunflower seeds are too salty. Like, even the low sodium sunflower seeds are too... All right, that's my tangent.
So now that it's Lent, I had a follower ask about the best crawfish etouffee in Acadiana.
Okay.
Side note, in 2 weeks in Eunice, they are having a crawfish etouffee cook-off, of which I will be judging. And I'm super excited about this because people in Eunice know how to cook.
Yeah.
And I think that while I'm there, because I'm going to make you go with me, we're going to have to stop and get Boudin Crocklands at a specialty meat store or something there.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, you cannot eat the crawfish. But I had a follower ask me what the best crawfish etouffee in town. And I got a lot of different answers.
Yeah.
My favorite crawfish etouffee is at Roasted Rooster. And they only do it for Lent, and they only do it on Fridays. You can get it on Saturdays too. And they have a dish that's called the Cow Island Special with biscuits, eggs, and then the crawfish etouffee on top. And you can pretty much get the crawfish etouffee on anything. So if you want it on a chicken biscuit, they can do it. You just have to ask them for it. But that's probably my favorite. But I also really liked the Cajun tables.
Okay.
There's this thicker, and they do it on Wednesdays. I think that's their plate lunch special on Wednesdays. And you can add fried crawfish tails to it. So it's crawfish etouffee with fried crawfish tails on top.
Fried crawfish tails?
Yes. It is delicious.
Oh, man.
And I'm all about it. And I think that that's why I like it so much.
Yeah. I mean, I can't eat seafood anymore, but growing up, I love crawfish.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Because
my mom made a really good crawfish etouffee. And I was thinking about it. The only place I ever had crawfish etouffee out of my parents' home that I liked was Lafayette, which was
Lafayette Lafayette, which was the buffet.
Yep, Miss Helen. She had one of the trailers in the back of my parents' house for a while.
Really?
That quilt that she had on the wall, my grandma quilted that.
Interesting.
Yep.
I didn't know that. That used to be like our special occasion place to go to as a child.
That's where I learned to love bread pudding.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that place? A lot of people said their own or their mom's.
Yeah.
And I love Acadiana for their pride and their parents and their cooking.
True.
But also doesn't help me when someone is looking for a restaurant to go and eat at, unless, they're letting people go into their houses. And in that case, let's talk a little more.
Yeah.
Some places that I got were Rochelle's, Tunge Drive-In, Chicken on the Bayou, Jane's Seafood and Chinese Restaurant, Poche's, a lot of Poche's, a lot of Cajun Table. Like, a lot of stuff was repeated. Dwight's.
That's
when
cool.
they said Dwight's does.
Does Chris's have crawfish etouffee?
I do not believe that they do.
Okay.
And then Rob was talking about, because we were talking about crawfish etouffee a little bit on the morning show, that he's a fan of the fried catfish that some restaurants have with crawfish etouffee on top of it. And I kind of like that as well. We also were mentioning the amount of churches, Knights of Columbus, that are doing fried fish on Fridays. And that may be something that I need to look into to start trying, even though I really don't like fried fish here.
Can I just get into off topic for a moment?
Yeah,
here?
do it.
I think that one of the best, it's almost like a seasonal thing, like Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
But fundraiser po' boys, they're a unique item that have grown, and like no matter what the fundraiser is, the fundraiser po' boy is always the same. It's always the same bread.
It's a sausage po' boy with Jack Millers
the same
on
Jack
it.
Millers.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Right. In fact, when I left your house yesterday morning, there was a po' boy sale set up right by your house, and I almost stopped and got one, but then I was like,
it's got that taste.
Yeah. Jack Millers. I'm not the biggest Jack Millers fan.
I'm not either, but
for some reason, like a po' boy for a fundraiser po' boy, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because you're doing good with that Jack Millers.
It's fascinating. I don't get it either, but I love them.
That's very fascinating. Speaking of Girl Scout cookies, it's Girl Scout cookie time.
It is.
And you can't eat any.
It's okay.
You know what I found out this Girl Scout cookie time around is that depending on where you live, a certain bakery bakes the cookies.
Okay.
And they'll have different names.
Really?
Yes. The cookie will have a different name depending on what market you're in. Also, depending on what market you're in, they have different cookies. For instance, I got some illegal smuggled cookies from Baton Rouge because apparently they had a different kind of a s'more cookie than the Lafayette Acadiana market had. And then also a different lemon cookie. Ooh. And they also had the new cookies that came out, like the chocolate chip caramel. But you can't get those here. And they're also more expensive than the cookies that are sold in our market. So our cookies in our market are $4, and they're your traditional ones. Yeah. But these new ones come in different packaging,
like premium,
and they're like $5.
You're blowing my mind.
So I have a stockpile in my utility room, of cookies, which is predominantly Thin Mints because they're the best one.
It is the best.
And then I'm also a fan of the Samoas.
Yes.
So depending on your market, that could be a different name. But I also got the s'mores. It's like I don't remember what this one looked like. It was like a sandwich cookie. Oh, no. I got the oatmeal cookie with peanut butter in it. I got some of those. Those were new for me, but I don't think they're new. They were just new to me. And I got like a chocolate it's like a graham cracker cookie that's dipped in chocolate. And then a shortbread cookie that's dipped in chocolate, which is you can't get those here.
Huh.
But if you know somebody in Baton Rouge, because I didn't know this and I don't know why they do this, and I think it's dumb, and you should be able to get any kind of cookie. I also think that you should be able to order them online.
That's fascinating.
And have them shipped to you.
The Boy Scouts, you can order it online.
They sell really expensive popcorn.
They do, but it's fundraiser popcorn.
Yeah, but why is it so expensive?
Because the profits go to the Boy Scouts.
But it's like $10.
It's like a donation, but you get a little sussy.
A little sussy
with it.
To go with it?
Yeah. Right. It's a good way to think of it.
So now we have to think of, we have about a minute and 45 seconds left to the show.
Okay.
What is Bob going to eat this week that isn't just cracklin'?
I mean, cracklin'. Let's see. Salad. You can definitely get some good salads.
Salad gets boring, though.
I know.
I think that's why I can't. It's like, it's so depressing to me. It's like,
it is.
If you take food away from me that I can't eat, it's like I have no joy for life. It does not bring me joy. So therefore it should go.
Yeah. That's why I'm like focusing on I'm doing this for like a month max, because otherwise I'll go insane.
Oh no. My favorite is when I was asking why you couldn't start until Monday because we were doing all this food this weekend, and you said there's always going to be a reason.
Yeah.
And I reminded you that next week we're going to Shreveport, and you had demanded that we're going to Key Mexico Friday. And I was like, well, we're going to have to find a different restaurant than Key Mexico because none of that's low carb. And your face dropped. And I said, but there'll always be a reason.
Yeah, you threw that right back at me, huh?
At you. Yeah. But we're still going to eat there because you can just, a tortilla, it's not going to kill you.
No, I'll just watch my carbs for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And do it that way.
There's chicken salad. I do like, especially Little Veron's has the best chicken salad.
I need to try theirs.
You do.
Okay.
You really, really do.
We may have to go on a chicken salad tour. All right, that's our show.
Is it?
Yeah, we're done. That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join us next week, Sunday at 6 p.m. This is Tiffiany Decou on News Talk 96.5 KPEL, and this is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show. Thanks for listening, and as always, happy eating, Acadiana.